Morning, guys. Okay, so last night the Apple announced the iPad, so I'm going to come on this morning and give my opinion on both the keynote and the actual device. Now, last night I was in Adrian DRB UK. He held a Ustream and we watched Twit TV, Leo Laporte streaming from the event, which was great. And there was over 250 people in the streams, loads of people voicing their opinions. But purposely, I didn't go onto YouTube after it or this morning because I wanted to make a video of purely just my own opinion, and I didn't want to be influenced by anything that anybody else was saying, like good friends of mine or anything like that. I didn't want to be influenced by what they were saying. So I wanted to try and first of all make my own video, watch other people's videos, and then perhaps maybe make another one later on. So first thing I want to say is a lot of people in the stream, they were talking about how deflated they felt after the keynote. They felt that the actual keynote wasn't that great, with all the hype surrounding it and stuff like that. Things weren't that great, and the actual device, they weren't very happy with the device. They weren't very happy with the limitations that are perhaps put on the device so far. Well, what I want to personally say about that is, don't forget, guys, Apple never hyped this up. It was us that hyped it up, the tech community. It's not as if Apple dropped out all these little hints and adverts on TV and things on the net, giving us little teasers, and then at the end of it we could all turn around and say, you know what, Apple promised us the world and they delivered nothing. That's not actually the case. It was us. We developed all the rumours, and we enhanced all the rumours, and we were the ones that came out and said what it should do and what it shouldn't do and all the rest of it. So I don't think, if anybody feels deflated, I think we need to look at ourselves and not point the finger at Apple and say, you didn't deliver a really outstanding keynote or product. Which brings me on to the other thing. The name of it, a lot of people were saying last night that the name was terrible, iPad. And I'll give my opinion on the name of it. I think iPad fits right in with their product line. The iPod, the iPhone, the iPad. And I know a lot of people think that, the I before things, it's old hat now, it should be dropped. But that's Apple. Apple is a streamlined. Everything Apple do is, a lot of Apple users like using Apple products because they're streamlined products. You look inside a Mac Pro, there's no wires hanging out of it like there is in a PC or anything like that. Everything, all the products, the MacBooks and all the rest of it, they're just simple, elegant devices. So it's the same with the naming of it. It all fits in. The iPad fits in nicely between, the iPod, iPhone, and the MacBooks. It just sits well, I think, in that lineup. Now, the next thing is the actual device itself. A lot of people were saying that they're really disappointed that there's no camera on it. And I can understand that, because at the end of the day, if Apple can stick a video camera inside an iPod Nano, and a mobile, they can do it on a mobile phone, then they should have been able to put a camera in this. But the way I see it is, well, first of all, I think Apple will do what they always do, and in the second generation iPad, there will more than likely be a camera in it. I could be wrong, but and I'm going to contradict myself now, because I've just said there I think that they'll stick a camera in the second generation iPad. But I think one of the reasons why they didn't do it in this one is because of the fact that we have a video camera in an iPod Nano, and because of the fact that on our phones we've got video and camera capability. So therefore it's not really needed, maybe they seen, because these are already mobile devices that you're going to be carrying around with you. I don't think the iPad has been brought out to specifically take over from the phone or the iPod. I don't think that's what they had in mind, and I don't think a lot of people will use it like that. I think some people might use it like that, a complete but if you're just going down to the shops or something like that, you're not going to lift your iPad in replace of lifting your phone. your iPad's for something much more longer out in the day. Um, so I look like bloody Dr. No now from James Bond. I don't think Apple's seen the camera as an absolute necessity for this particular device. Which brings me on to, a lot of people now are saying that it could have been so much better. There could have been so many more, it should have run Leopard OS instead of this hyped up iPhone OS. And again, I don't really see it like that, because I see this as more of a media stroke games device. Well, games comes under the media bracket. I see this more as people using it for watching movies on, playing games on, going online, photographs, looking at photographs. I bet you a lot of people will use it when it's sat in their house as like a photo frame, and they'll have their photographs coming through. Whenever it's sat in their house and they're not using it, that's what I think a lot of people will use it for. Me personally, so far from what I've seen about it and what I know about it, I love the device, and I can say now at the prices that they're stating, I'll definitely be getting an iPad. The only thing is for me, I need to see what materializes in terms of the 3G payment plan in this country. If it's a contract for the 3G, then I won't do it. But if they give you like a pay-as-you-go option, then I would definitely get the 3G and Wi-Fi option as well. I don't see any. I see this device now as becoming a complete. We'll put it like this, right? I have magazine subscriptions, 3 magazine subscriptions: Mac Format, Mac User, Mac World. I can see things like that coming down now on an email in a PDF format, instead of having 3 magazines delivered to my door. Them coming through on format like this, and I think this could be the way forward for a lot of people who have magazine subscriptions, newspapers as well, and for the environmentalists amongst us. I think that type of thing really, really appeals to people. I mean, again, and people are going to be, I think people are going to be more inclined to read books, magazines, newspapers of this type of device than they are of a Kindle or the Sony ebook readers, because, those ebook readers, they're only in black and white, or grey and white, or grey and green, whatever colour they are. The technical terms are for the colours. But so if you had a magazine, if you go onto Mac Format, their website, they already do a PDF version of their magazine, and when you download that and you put it on your screen, it's beautiful. It's basically just a magazine. It's full of the colours. It's an exact replica of the magazine, and that on this type of device will look beautiful. I think a lot of people, I think also this is going to take over from the PSP or the PlayStation Go, Nintendo DSi, the mobile gaming that's out there at the minute. People, the games that are being downloaded on the iPhone already are coming close to superseding the Nintendo DSi and the PlayStation Go. Now I don't know the figures, so don't start. I'm not trying to say that the iPhone games are taking over those industries, but I know that there's a lot of games being downloaded for the iPhone. I think with this device, there's only going to be more games, more developers are going to be coming on board, and more people are going to be starting to download these games, and they're going to get a much more enriched gameplay and experience, and I think it'll be a much richer experience than what we currently get on the PSP and the Nintendo DSi. I mean, like, I've got the Nintendo DSi and the PSP as well, and there's not that much difference from some of the games now that are out on the iPhone than what there is on these other mobile devices. So that's my take on the iPad. I think it's a great looking product. I think it looks gorgeous, fits in well with everything Apple do. I was a little bit skeptical of the big black bezel around it, but as it was said in Adrian's stream last night, you know, if you didn't have that bezel, when you're holding on to it, your thumbs are going to be touching onto the screen, and either creating problems or moving icons or hitting links accidentally. I think you need to have that black bezel around it so that when you're holding it, you're not accidentally touching stuff. Another thing as well, obviously a lot of people are talking about the keyboard, the docking thing. A lot of people are saying, well, you know, when you put it on the keyboard or you bring the keyboard with you, well then you might as well just take a laptop about with you. You see, Steve Jobs has never made any secret of the fact that he didn't like tablets. He never could, in any interview I've seen him doing, he always said that he never really could see a place for a tablet device. I think they've been pressured into doing this, but to make things easier and to take it away from being just a tablet, they've brought this docking keyboard out. Now, a lot of people are saying, like I've just said, sorry, I hate to repeat myself, that, well, if you're going to bring this keyboard around with you, you might as well just bring a laptop about with you. And I said that myself on Adrian's stream last night, but thinking about it logically, when you're going out and about and you're taking this iPad with you, you're going to be either watching movies on it, or reading a book, or listening to music, or, you know, listening to something through iTunes, or surfing the web. All of which, other than surfing the web, you don't need to do any typing. And any typing you do when you're online is in Google. So the onboard screen, you know, that's not going to be too complicated to type one sentence, if even a full sentence, a couple of words on an onboard keyboard, just to get your search. The rest of the time you're clicking on links. So I don't think that when you're out and about with this iPad that you're going to really need the typing aspect of it. I think the keyboard and the typing ability that this thing is going to create will come in more when you're at your desk, or you know, if you're sat on a train or something like that, then you can hook it in and then do all your typing. If you're a businessman, it's absolutely necessary that you type on the go. So that, you know, I think the docking keyboard is a great thing. Also, don't forget that if you go onto the Apple website, it shows you the little leather bound cover that comes with it, which turns into a stand as well. It comes in two positions. I think the first one is like a 19-degree angle, which is obviously if you wanted to type on the application, so it lifts it up about that much, and then the other one lifts it up about 75 degrees. So, and that's for obviously if you're sat somewhere and you want to just watch a movie, then it can sit like that and you're going to get a good view of it. So that already comes with it. A lot of people were saying last night that they thought it should have had a built-in stand, you know, kind of like the back of this little iPod Nano case. But I mean, like, that being a prime example, a lot of third-party vendors are going to start making up, you know, other peripherals for this device, the iPad. I mean, like, look at the iPhone now. A lot of people do reviews on the cases and what have you, and they give us a little bit of individuality for our own personal iPhones. We're allowed to change the colours and what have you, and the textures and all the rest of it. I think a lot of companies will be doing things like that for the iPad, and the iPad will have covers coming out with this type of thing on it, this type of stand on it, and perhaps make it what it may not be the finished article for some people. In my opinion, I think it's great. I love it, and I definitely will be getting one. So that's my opinion, guys, on the iPad. I'm sure I've missed out stuff because I've just done this. I didn't want to make notes. I didn't want to sit down and think too hard about it. I wanted to just come back this morning from taking the kids to school and just sit down and talk about it. I'm going to go now onto YouTube, have a little look and see what the crack is there, and then I'll maybe make another video tomorrow about it. But anyway, guys, thanks very much for tuning in, and see you all later. Bye.